Well, howdy, 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 everybody. Teresa here with...
Really?
It is September 9th, 2022. It is Friday at
5:35 p.m.
5:35 p.m. I got my shot today. It's not as effective as the first one. I mean, it still feels better. And maybe it'll just take a little bit longer of time to settle in. He gave it in the back of my shoulder. So, I don't know. But he did not need to see me back. He said he was just going to cut me loose unless I need another shot in like 3 months or so. Because I'm doing well enough. He was quite impressed by my range of motion because I've done the exercises at home every day religiously. I have to, or else it would just be so, it would be so painful, and you get like Charlie horses and stuff in the muscles. So he was happy, wasn't he?
Yes,
it was the quickest appointment ever.
That was funny.
Came in and called me back right away. And talked to the nurse for just a minute. She got out stuff for him to give the shot. He came in, talked to me for a minute, had me do a little bit of range of motion for him, and gave me the shot, and then said that. So I don't even have an appointment. So it's all good.
Yes, it is.
I can be happy with that. He was very happy with my weight loss and what we're doing and stuff. I noticed I was walking much better today. I'm not having to use a cane now. The only reason Brad has to use a cane still now is the balance issue. But you're not having to use a walker full time.
No.
There for a while before he had the hip surgery, I had to help him get up and stuff because it was just getting worse and worse. But yeah, he was very, very happy with my progress. I'm happy with my progress. Then we went and got picked up our prescriptions, and then we ended up stopping at Burger King. We were going to go to Taco Bell, but their prices have gone up so much. I'm sorry, I'm not paying $10 for 2 chalupas and a drink, which I wouldn't be able to eat 2 of them anyway. But the hamburger we got at Burger King was not very good today. I don't know. Maybe it was just, and I only ate maybe half the bun. Then I just ate the hamburger patties. But it was like, yeah. It wasn't charbroiled.
No.
I don't know. Maybe it was just us. So, but you go where you still get 2 for $10, which means both of you can eat for 10. That's a big splurge every week.
It is.
We make sure we get out of the house at least once a week to do that kind of stuff. And so that's a big splurge. What did we do after the video yesterday?
Trying to remember.
I rode the bike. Brad rode the bike. I know one of you guys asked what kind of exercise bike. It is from Gold's Gym, and it is a Exorpedic magnetic foldable bike, and it's rated for a higher weight. So it's extra sturdy, and like I said, it's the nicest bike we've ever had. We've had a number of exercise bikes over the years, but it is the smoothest, most comfortable. The only reason that Brad did 20 minutes yesterday, the only reason he didn't do more was because his knee was hurting. He is kind of rehabbing himself on his knee, which kind of, if you get the hip fixed, the opposite leg gets the knee, because, it had to compensate for each other. So he works through that. He wears a knee brace when he needs to, and he probably should have put one on before he did the exercise bike. He probably should have taken at least some Tylenol. So, how did you tolerate the leave?
Fine. Not a problem.
You might even try, like I said, I'm kind of wondering if you don't want to try that at night.
I think that's a good idea.
To maybe eat something and then take some, and maybe they won't be up with the pain all night.
Yeah, I think that's a very good idea.
So that seems to be your biggest time when you're really You know, I mean, it might be a combination of the elite with the vitamins. Who knows? Or it may have been long enough that your stomach has settled down some. So, but I'm just thinking that maybe we can't eat any kind of greasy food at all because both of us, our stomachs were upset after we ate Burger King. Now, mind you, we get it's like two double cheeseburgers with two small orders of fries and two small drinks. Well, I always bring my coffee with me, so I just let Brad have both drinks, and then we like share a small order of fries, even if that, and then we bring the rest home and give them to the dogs because it's a big treat for them. They know that we have that bag, and they know what's coming.
Yep.
So I mean, you don't walk in his house with a bag from a fast food place and them not think that they're getting, So I still say maybe next time it would be better for us just to split a hamburger,
Yeah.
And then order fries,
Yeah.
Because we just don't go through it.
No.
We just don't. I mean, I could have done with just a half of one.
Yeah.
Kind of like last night, we split a patty melt, and that was perfect. I had a patty melt and a big bowl of green beans, and that was perfect. So we're having fish fillets tonight and green beans. I have to be really super careful about what I eat, even more so because the shot will, any kind of is a steroid shot? I mean, it's not as, it is in a classification.
I think what he said is it's a synthetic steroid.
Synthetic steroid, but it will drive up your numbers if you're diabetic. And he cautioned me on that again today. And it's like, I know that last time it drove up my daily numbers, my glucose numbers, by 50 to 70 points. So you have to be super careful. I mean,
Yeah.
like right now, I mean, I won't have, sometimes in the evening we'll have like a little piece of angel food cake and some strawberries. I won't have that. I won't have any. Once in a while, we'll have like a little small dish of ice cream. I won't have any of that for the next week, at least, because I know that it'll drive my numbers up.
Yep.
Which is okay. Um, you know, if I have something sweet to eat one evening, then I'll wait 2-3 nights, at least. And it's not like, and that way I don't feel like that I can't have anything. Is I can have this, okay. Say I buy a small pint of ice cream. I could either sit there and eat it all at one time, or I could sit there and say, you know what? I'm going to have 3 servings or so out of this, so it's no big hurry. I think, and I think psychologically, I know what happened with Brad and I as kids. You feel like if you don't eat it, you're not going to get any. Especially in Brad's case, if you don't eat it, you're not going to get any. And so it's almost that panic.
Yep.
And I've seen it happen with other people too. It's like, especially kids, you think like Halloween candy. Oh, if I don't eat a bunch of this right now, I'm not going to get any more. But if you're taught, like maybe by your parent, that, hey, this is your Halloween candy, nobody else in the whole world's going to touch it. We're going to put it up, and then when you want a piece of it, let me know, and I'll get down the bucket, and you can get a piece of it. Well, I think then it doesn't become a big thing,
Mm-hmm.
Because that's your Halloween bucket. Nobody else is going to touch it, and you can have a piece of it. You could ask for a piece of it a day, but that's how I tell myself now. It's like, you know, I can have a little bit of something once in a while, and that way I don't feel deprived or like I'm on a punishment. And also, being diabetic is just like you can't get away with, so anyway, that's how that's going. So, I did work more on the sweater last night. I wanted to show you guys the progress. Oh, I got out this and it, okay. So, this is her sweater so far. And all of the white that you see is glow in the dark. I'm not. This is the little skein. I told you that little tiny skein. So this started out with black and orange, and now it's into the gold. When it gets to the white, I'm not going to use the white. I have another skein identical, and I'll go back to the black, and then the orange, and so forth. So, but yeah, all the white you see, I'm doing some pattern work, is all glow in the dark. So I was last night. I was putting it underneath my shirt and looking at it glow in the dark. So it was fun. So this one is a little bit lighter weight than her other one. She gets cold, man. What was this morning? We were up and she started shivering. I had to put a sweater back on her. So right now she's having a mommy day. Jelly Bean is. She's not really wanting anybody else in the whole world, right, Jelly Bean? Except for the mom. In fact, she's crazy enough. She has her head resting on my shoes. I'm like, you crazy girl.
She kind of loves you a little bit.
She does. We did take a nap when we got home because I fell asleep. I don't know. I kind of drifted in off and on. And then come about 6 o'clock, I thought I might as well stay up because I was supposed to get up at 7:30. I'm like, I might as well stay up. And then I called you to let him know that because I didn't know if he was still awake or not. A lot of times he is. He was kind of drifting in and out too. So we decided to get up. We yacked for a while, and then I got dressed and I came out I wanted to get the dishes done and stuff because we already knew that we were going to take naps this afternoon. So Brad slept for about an hour. I slept for a couple with the dog wrapped around my head.
That was funny.
That's how she does it.
Oh, I know.
You've seen how she torpedoed on me. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't give you any warning, and all of a sudden she lands in the middle of the stomach. You're like, ugh! And then she got to have her mom. Some days it's all about the dad, but some days it's all about the mom. Mm-hmm. Right, Miss Jelly Bean? So, what else going on? We're going to do the plaster mold tomorrow, we think.
Yeah.
We need to, sometime in the coming week, we need to inventory all of the extra things we have because we want to start making sure that we, I do want us to start making sure that we go through this stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe it might be better to do an inventory. Maybe I'll keep an inventory list on my phone.
Okay.
But it'll be easy to change the numbers as we use, like, a box of pasta.
Yeah.
I think it will save us a lot.
Yeah.
For buying groceries and stuff. Mm-hmm. Because we want to save as much money as possible. Because we do want to move. Mm-hmm. We looked at a few areas here in North Carolina, but the areas that are affordable, that are by the coastline, are not good areas. And, we don't want to be worrying about our safety. And also, it's more expensive to live here. We did get kind of surprised. See, with Brad, with his disability, it takes 3 years, but then he would be on Medicare. And so they put him on Medicare. Well, the thing is it's costing him, it ends up costing us overall about $70 more a month than we're paying now. Because the insurance didn't go down that much just because now it's just singly for me. We were getting a discount, so it's still, high for me. And then the Medicare costs a certain amount a month, right?
Yep.
And then you need to still call on Part D or something.
Yeah.
So he's got Part A and B. If any of you guys know any of this stuff, please drop us a message or drop us an email because this is all so confusing. So he has Part A and Part B, but then they're like, now he didn't have any prescription coverage or something. And of course, if you read that, you maybe go over that book too.
Yeah, that's what I plan on doing this
weekend.
And
yeah, we'll have to call Monday and find out about Part D and stuff. We're still, we're so new to this.
Yeah.
So you know, that alone, you know, is a lot more expensive than in Florida and
Yeah.
than the taxes. And quite frankly, I don't think, because of what's happened here, I don't think we'll ever be real happy here in Florida. You know, it's kind of like, we just want to move on with our life. And, my big mantra is don't keep trying to have people in your life that don't want to be there.
Hmm.
Whether it's an estranged parent or an estranged child or a sibling or whatever, don't keep trying to beg them to be in your life if they don't want to be there.
Yep.
I mean, there's no point to it.
Yeah.
So I tell myself that all the time because you love these people and you still think about them and stuff, but we don't control their actions. So I just don't think we'll be real happy until we probably are back in Florida. I mean, we
Yeah.
certainly will check out the taxes and stuff like that in South Carolina and in Georgia. We don't want to go higher up than we are. We're not going for the cold at all. So, but yeah, we check out crime rates and statistics and stuff, demographics, geographics, climates, all of that. What they have
Hmm.
to offer, we check out the medical, we check out what they have to offer for seniors and stuff. So, oh, Brad calls. We do love the pharmacy we go to.
Yes.
you know um we've had a few little issues, but they've always made it right. And then so anyway, Brad calls up and they all know his voice now. And so he was talking to one of the pharmacy techs.
Miss King.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to say her name. Maybe she
Oh,
didn't want me to say her name on
but
here.
you know what?
That's pretty generic last name.
Yeah.
So anyway, but she was giving him she was teasing him about that she missed his birthday, and then said something about your age.
Yeah.
And I was started laughing, and so she started laughing. Because she could hear me laughing. Because
Yep.
I love it. Everybody teases him about his age.
I'm not old.
I
They're
said,
wanting to make me old.
Are you going to shave your you're going to trim your face up tonight? Are you showering tonight?
Yes.
Oh, it is a special day.
Wow. You had to go there, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm doing that for Leanne.
Oh. Wow.
Told you Leanne I'd get him back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Her and her 7 pairs of shoes.
Please, please.
No, that's just
7D.
that's just the 7 that she's taking for the wedding.
Oh,
Yeah.
just 7. She
Yeah.
might need an extra tote bag for that one.
Or 2.
No, she got little feet. She does. She has little pretty feet.
Okay.
She doesn't have clodhoppers like I have. Well, you're a guy though. I have big feet for a woman. I wear like a size 11 wide, And as you get older, your feet do get bigger. It's like, really? But yeah. Now we're talking about how old you are.
Yeah.
Now, there, I got back on track. Brad's old. Brad's very old.
Thank you.
Brad's ancient.
Thank you.
Aren't you?
No.
Yes. Right, Charlie? Is your dad old? Is he old, Charlie?
No.
So, but yeah, we've had a good day.
Mm-hmm.
We have. We've had a good day. It's kind of a chill day. Tomorrow we will, I don't know. We'll pick up the house. We'll do some more laundry. I want to get in there and paint. I do. I want to do some painting in the craft room. I have one section left on Carol's piece that I'm doing for diamond painting. Yay! I'll finish that up in the next week or so. I want to kind of plan out the dog beds. Don't smile it anymore. No more smiling.
No happiness.
No. And I figured I could use my crock pot that I have if I buy some liners. I don't know if I have any liners left or not. I don't.
I don't know, but
What? You don't want me to? Why?
because
Why?
everything that you commandeered.
You know what? I'm not talking to you now. You go stand in the corner.
Everything you commandeered in
Talk to the
Wyoming,
hand.
I never sought back in the kitchen
Yeah, you
as
did.
as a functioning piece of
Well, if
culinary
you're
utensil.
using utensils and stuff for making 1,000 batches of candle, you don't want to put that plastic ladle back in the kitchen. I
No.
mean, you know. But I'm talking about the liner in the crock pot, because then I could lift it out and the crock pot would be just fine.
Those bags rip.
They do not, only if you're using them.
They rip.
They're pretty sturdy.
They rip.
You know what? You need to go stand in the corner again.
No.
Yes, you do.
No.
Yes, you do. After I worked on your toe and stuff last night,
And I
trimmed
that.
your little toenails up, I even rubbed his feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with some of that wonderful eucalyptus body lotion that Stone City Farms makes.
Yes.
It was my friend Kathy. That's her daughter's business and stuff. And oh, that stuff is so nice.
Mm-hmm.
It is so nice. That is our favorite lotion to use. And especially like on your feet, your hands, your face. Like, you know. But
Yep.
I even rubbed his feet.
Yes, you did. And it was very nice.
Like, you didn't rub mine. You didn't say, when I got done, you didn't say, oh, here, dear, let me rub your feet.
Because I was too out of it. Because my feet
He
felt
was kind of
so
out of
good.
it. Now, back when he had full feeling in his feet, he would just be like,
Yeah.
you know. He would usually be pretty much toast.
Yeah.
Then I used to wrap his feet in a warm towel when I got done. It was just like cocoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. But he can still feel it when I rub the top of your feet.
I can.
So, and he can feel the pressure. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I think sometimes just knowing somebody is doing something nice for you.
Yep.
And then go tell them, go stand in the corner. Right?
Uh-huh. Yes.
One of our ducks was injured at the City Lake Park. He had an injury on his leg. He was kind of hopping along, because you know, I felt bad for him.
Yeah.
But nobody was picking on him or anything, so
Yep.
you know, yeah.
Yeah.
I kept asking Brad, "You think he'll be okay?" He's like, Brad was, "Yeah, he'll be okay." Brad's gonna tell me that even if he thinks the bird's not gonna be okay, because he knows. Don't tell me that bird is gonna.
Yeah, but he's been.
He's not being picked on though.
No. No.
You know, I think he's in pain
Yeah.
because of the way he was holding his foot up, and then when he was trying to walk along and stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
I hate to see that.
Yeah.
I really do. The dog with cancer that everybody is, you know, he's in hospice there at the Tender Mercies dog shelter and stuff. He's getting the royal treatment.
Oh yeah.
He's getting home cooked every meal. Like he had biscuits and gravy and eggs, and then for dinner he had a grilled pork chop and something and something and something. He's living like a king.
Yeah.
He's being well taken care of, and that makes us very happy. So,
Dog gets better food than I do.
well, you're the one that cooks. Who can fix that?
I knew you're going to say that.
When he cooks, the man does not cook that much. You do not cook very much. Now, you need to cook substance for tomorrow for us. Okay? You haven't When's the last time you really cooked anything besides hamburger patties that were frozen?
When was the last time you asked me to cook something?
Well, I don't know, but when's the last time I cooked? When I cooked, I cook.
Yep.
You know, I cook for next millennium. Because, you know, I have asked you to cook stuff, actually.
I know. You have.
You know.
Then we change our mind.
Well, no, I'd like you to cook me. I would like you to use some of the chicken breast tenderloin that you have to cook. You know, the naked ones. I would like you to do that, some pasta.
Okay.
You can use some of the cream and mushroom soup, make a nice, you know, some Parmesan, and I'd like you to put some of those fresh mushrooms in there.
Okay.
You know, that would be really nice.
Okay.
You know, that green pepper you need to dice up or something. Okay? If we're going to use that tomorrow, you can cook some of that with onions and throw in there.
I would do that.
But please make me something really nice. Please.
I will.
Okay?
I will.
because I would like to have something like that. I would like to have something besides green beans
Okay.
for tomorrow.
Okay. I think I'll do asparagus.
Do we have asparagus still?
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, we need to start using those vegetables out of that freezer.
Yep.
So, now that you guys know that, usually the husband's complaining about the wife, but see, I did most of the cooking for
Yeah.
most of the marriage, and he likes to cook now, and I'll cook. I like cooking,
Hmm.
but I like to cook once in a while, like once a week, and I'm gonna make a whole mess of stuff.
Hmm.
You know, that's how I do it. I'm gonna make a whole mess of stuff, and we're gonna freeze a lot of it.
Yep.
Like the angel food cake, Brad bought a whole angel food cake. Now that's my weakness. I love angel food cake. It's my favorite. Besides a good a chocolate German cake, German chocolate.
Hmm.
I don't know if I'm saying it backwards or not, but I love angel food cake. But I had him slice it up and freeze it. What'd you put, like two to a bag?
I just put them all in one bag and.
Oh, well, that'll work. And that way, when we want some down the road with, strawberries or whatever, we have them. But that way I'm not tempted to sit there and eat a whole bunch of it because, we're learning that way.
Yeah.
But, yep, I'm going to be loom knitting tonight. I don't have to. I ride the bike every other day. And so I make sure I get in 3 times a week. It is making a difference. But, so I'm not even sure what we're going to watch on TV.
Not sure either. Yeah, I noticed the difference it made when we were going into the doctor.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I was able to stand. I could not stand there before, even with the cane, and wait in line, and it didn't have any issue. So, you know, you don't realize how weak you're getting or how out of shape you're getting until you're trying to do something. It's easy for me anyway to sit at home and not realize, and then all of a sudden you realize, and you're so mad at yourself. Well, there's only one thing you can do. So, we still need to decide where we're going to put that dehydrator.
I know.
We have is it 10 or 12 trays?
12.
And so it's quite big. We need to find a place to put that. Cover it. Probably slip it all in a grocery bag is what I like to do.
Yeah.
Or a garbage bag, a clean
Yeah.
one. And then tie it so it doesn't get all dusty and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. And stack it up someplace.
Yeah.
So.
Might be able to put it up there.
We talked about that before, putting it up where the popcorn and stuff
Yep.
is. Yeah. Because I cannot get, what is that on top?
I think it's sweetener. It's
And I
sweetener
can't
or
get to
tea.
it, though.
Might be tea.
But I cannot get to it,
Okay.
dear. Because it's up so high. It is making a big difference that we switched me over to decaf tea. That is making a difference, and I think that's part of the reason I'm able to fall asleep easy.
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep last night just because I was excited about going out of the house today. I was excited about getting this shot. So that's why I couldn't sleep, you know. Except for then a big wave of fatigue massively hit me about a half hour before I was supposed to leave to go to the doctor's. It's like, nope, not now. So, but yeah, I hope you guys have good weekend plans or something nice planned. It's starting to cool off here beautifully, though. When we left this morning, it was 73 degrees out. In fact, I had my hair in a ponytail, but when it's this time of year and stuff, you're going to unroll the windows, and you're just going to let that breeze go. So we had the
Sunroof.
the sunroof open, and we had both windows open, and your hair is just going to get massively messed up, and I don't care. Okay, I'm from Wyoming. You're either going to put on a gallon of hairspray, and still then it's not going to do any good when it's nice enough to have one windows down, or else you're just going to let it fly everywhere. I'm more the type going to let it fly everywhere. I mean, I grew up fishing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You grab a hat or you stick your hair in a ponytail and you go. You don't worry about any of this foo-foo stuff.
Mm-mm.
You just go. That's the Tom girl in me.
Yeah.
So I did not care. I just was enjoying the day. It was beautiful out and stuff. So had to go watch the geese and the ducks
Yep.
and stuff. Brad was watching like a rolling domestic with some geese.
Oh Lord.
Or not geese, was ducks. This one duck he's just in a crabby mood. He was just in a crabby butted mood. He was fighting with everybody.
Yep.
Brad was watching. He's like, he's into it now with another one. He's like,
Yep.
oh, they're squaring off again, and
Yep.
they started with somebody else and
Yep.
stuff. He was just in a cranky mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was, going back to about the hair thing. Yeah, that's what I always thought was cool, because you never had to get hair and makeup done before we would go fishing, because
Now, my grandmother always did. She always did her makeup, but she always swore that's why she didn't get sunburn and stuff, and maybe it was.
yeah.
But yeah, she'd be full fight herself on a boat, and that makes a difference.
Yep.
And she did have her hair glued down enough that it wasn't going anywhere. Grandpa could be driving that boat like a banshee down the lake, and God, I loved it when he did that. Just the speed, and how and when a boat starts kind of skipping in front and stuff, and so it would be splashing. Get some sprays of water and stuff, and he was doing it too because it's making her mad, right? She's screaming at him, Daddy, and he's laughing, and I'm laughing, and of course back then you weren't belted in or anything. So these are just big wide open seats, so you're bouncing from side to side of the boat, and
But he used to love to antagonize her.
oh yeah, and then whistle when she got mad.
Yep.
And started letting him have it. He'd whistle. Oh, that'd make it even worse. Oh yeah, this boat, like I said, it just had the big wide seats, so you're bouncing.
Yeah.
And they would make sure us kids had a life jacket on. But yeah, you'd be pom, 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 and Grandpa just wide open on that boat, and see his boat, he could troll with and everything. But man, if it was a clear day and there weren't a whole bunch of people, man, I loved that. I will always remember how much that sense of freedom, and watching him, his little sweater, the little tails of his sweater, the front flap, and he's grinning and stuff, and he got a cigarette in one hand. He might have a beer in the other hand. He wasn't a great big drinker. He wasn't a great big beer drinker anyway.
No.
But he'd just be whistling and have that wide open.
Yep.
She'd be, here she has her hair and makeup and the water and stuff, and she'd be, Daddy and stuff. Of course, by this time he can't hardly hear her because in front of the boat, boom, 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 because he's going so fast. The sprays of water. Maybe that's why I always love sprays of water. And and I'm laughing, being bounced from side to side. Maybe that's why I love four-wheeling too, because you're in a vehicle, you're boom, boom.
Oh, and he used to love to antagonize
You just
her.
said that a minute ago, babe.
Yeah.
It's a repeat.
I know. But
Oh, okay.
I remember how many times.
Oh, you didn't see the good antagonizing, because by the time you met him, he was getting sicker and stuff. But when I was growing up, ooh-wee, man, and then he'd make her mad, and he'd go out to the garage. Now, see, I was always following everybody around and stuff, so I'd go out to the garage. Like I said, his garage smelled just like smoked salmon.
Yep.
Because he had converted an old refrigerator into a smoker, and he would smoke a lot of salmon. He would go salmon fishing. He would go up to like Oregon and Washington State when it was running, and he loved to fish. That was his big thing, and he'd come back with. I said, we grew up on smoked salmon. I didn't know that you weren't supposed to just be able to open up the fridge and get a great big hunk and then go outside, take it outside to play.
Yep.
And snack on it, because that's what we did. I mean,
Yeah.
But, yeah, oof. I mean, one time he made her so mad, he was out barbecuing chicken. He did something, made her so mad, she threw a can of corn at his head. Missed him, right? I'd never seen my grandma throw any kind of vegetables, but she threw a can of corn at his head. And we're all like, And at this time, I'm like ducking, following behind him, going back out, because I used to love to watch him barbecue chicken. That chicken would flare up, he'd have squirt ball, psh, 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 take out the flame. But yeah, he just grinned and just kept going and whistling. And oh, she was so mad, but she wasn't going to follow him outside. Ooh, wow. You know, she'd be starting, Danny, don't you? And he'd be walking off whistling. Oh, like, yeah, it was a good time, good memories. But yeah, I love being in that boat. I was the good grandchild. I'm the one that normally got to go with them. There was only very limited seating. You could only have one grandkid, maybe two, on the boat with grandma and grandpa, because there was his captain's chair that he was sitting in, and there were two seats in the back of that boat.
Mm-hmm.
Now, unless you wanted to go underneath and sit, they had an under in the front of the boat.
Yeah,
What's that
I don't
called?
remember what you call it, but yeah,
I think it's called the hole or whatever,
something.
under deck, whatever. You could lay down there and stuff and stuff. I remember as a real small kid doing that. But so I was a good one. And I was the one that was serious about the fishing. I wasn't gonna screw around all day, you know. So I got to normally go with him. I don't know where all the other grandkids went. I didn't care.
Yeah.
I was the golden grandchild. So, so yeah, good memories. Nothing like getting to go with just your grandparents on their boat too.
Oh yeah, I bet.
It's almost like I'm sure I did a few times growing up. Turn around to the other grandkids and go, you know. No, I didn't, but I probably grinned and walked off. You know. But I was their firstborn grandchild, and when I was born and stuff, we lived with my grandparents for over a year. So it was a good time.
Yeah, and I know I've told you this before, but that's something that I wish I could have done, was gotten to know them so much better.
Oh, I wished you would have gotten to know them when they were younger and stuff. They used to
Yep.
go for polka dancing competitions and stuff. And man, some of the dresses and stuff my grandmother had, wow.
Really?
Yeah. And so she used to love to do that. They were on the go.
I bet. Yep, I
They
bet.
were on the go. Make my great grandmother mad because my grandmother may be gone for a bowling tournament. She was the first woman ever inducted into the Wyoming um, Women's Bowling Association.
Really?
Yes,
Oh, that's
in
cool.
their Hall of Fame. She's the very first woman. She
That's
was
cool.
the state secretary for the Women's Bowling Association for over 20 years. But so she might be gone for a bowling tournament, for women, and make my great grandmother so mad because she'd be on the phone to my grandmother. Do you know what he had for dinner? And my grandma's probably like, well, no. He had a bowl of ice cream. That's what he had. And my grandma be like, well, he's a grown adult. If that's what he wants to have for dinner, that's what he can have. I know one time I was staying with my grandparents because my brother used to have to go down to Shriners Hospital down in Salt Lake. So not always did I go with him. And I loved to stay with just my grandparents.
I bet.
I got the royal treatment. I just loved it. My grandma would cook or pack the best lunches with the little cans of the pudding. Remember, guys, back when it had the metal lid and stuff, and it was the cans, and you had to be careful not to cut your tongue on that, because you weren't supposed to lick the lid, and you weren't supposed to lick around the edge, but we all did it. She packed the bags of chips. I mean, she packed the best lunch, right? I'd go with my grandpa early in the morning, go up to the bowling alley, and then when it was time to take me to school, he'd drive me down to school. Well, one time, my grandma had to bowl, and my grandpa decided he was taking me out to dinner. And we went to this restaurant, and I don't remember what it was called at that time. It was that one on CY, not too far from Westridge, Albertsons, right across the street.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was called either, but
And that's the first time I ever had a Shirley Temple. Now I'm out on this. My grandpa made it like it was a date. It was very important, right? you know, and he ordered me a Shirley Temple. Man, did I think I was just the bee's knees that night
I
at
bet.
that restaurant, man. I was out to lunch with, or out to dinner with my grandpa, and I could order anything on the menu I wanted, and he ordered me a Shirley Temple. And I will never forget that. That was just the best feeling in the whole world.
Oh, I bet you thought you were hot stuff.
I just was so happy. I'm like, wow. Because, like I said, my grandma was gone bowling and stuff, and, so it's like, hey, yeah, let's go to dinner, so, yep. I spent a lot of time with my grandparents growing up. I did. I was very lucky with that. A lot of time up at their bowling alley and stuff. I still love the smell of a bowling alley for that reason. And the sounds and stuff, it's just like, because my earliest memories are being up at the bowling alley. They used to have my grandfather's office. Well, they just called it the bowling alley office, but he's the only one that used it. They had a couch in there, too. Old leather couch, and that's where I used to take my naps when I was little, before I was even in school and stuff. I remember that.
Oh, I bet.
I remember sitting on my grandfather's lap, and he'd open up his till, and he'd let me just play with all the money. I'd make the biggest mess, I'm sure. Coins everywhere, as my grandmother says, And like I've told you guys before, I remember him taking the key. At that time, he used to fill the candy machines and the pop machine. And, okay, the pop machine wasn't a big deal because you could go ahead and go up to the, they had a cafe in the bowling alley and just get whatever you wanted. But the candy, he'd open up that candy machine and say, go ahead and pick anything you want. And as a little kid, and when you see that open and there's all this candy and you're like, so he loved doing that. He loved having us kids around there, He used to tell me that every lane he had a dent from me in it.
Probably.
Because I used to have a tendency to loft my bowling ball, and then, so it's going to loft out and then drop, bonk. And he used to tell me that he could look down every lane and see. Whether or not that was true, I don't know. I'm sure I'm not. I know I wasn't the only one lofting bowling ball. But, yeah. Anyway, now that you guys know more of my childhood,
I will never forget when we got those shoes, or when we got the bowling balls.
Mm-hmm.
And if I bought the shoes, he'd buy me a ball and drill it and everything. And when he first got the ball drilled, and he told me to...
So what did you think about watching him drill that ball?
Oh, that was so amazing.
He was so smooth,
easy.
too. Yeah. He used to drill bowling balls and fit them.
Mm-hmm. And he had the reputation of being the best.
People would come from all over the state.
Yep. But I remember when he finished the ball and everything, and he told me to go on whatever lane, and he did not tell me that you had to prep the surface of the shoes before you use them for the very first time.
And your wife didn't tell you that either.
My wife didn't tell me that either.
I knew what he was doing. I knew what my grandfather was doing.
So in half the alleys there was a women's league, and I got the whole other side, the whole other 10 other lanes all to myself. And I go out there and I go to slide, and my shoes stuck. Like they had super glue on them. And I did a face plant and he's up at the counter just rolling because he's watching me like a hawk because he knows what's going to happen.
Now I'm sitting not too far from Brad watching him do like,
yeah.
But my grandfather, he lost it. He could be a little prankster like that.
Yes, he could.
Yep. I remember that just tickled him so much, Yep. And then he finally told you, well, yeah, you gotta,
Yeah.
Brand new shoes, they haven't never been prepped, so
yeah.
It's just kind of like velvet sticking to,
Velcro.
Yeah, like.
Yep. I did.
So he can try to slide all you want. Your feet are. So the rest of your body is all sliding, and your feet aren't. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. You still have that bowling ball.
I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Because, you know,
Yeah.
but yeah. Yeah, I used to love to watch him drill and fit bowling balls. You walk into there where we just called it the ballroom, and he would have numerous bowling balls all being replugged. Somebody wanted to keep the bowling ball, but they wanted it to be drilled differently. Maybe their hands had changed, maybe the size of their fingers had changed, or whatever. So he would replug those holes and then smooth them out, and then custom fit you again. And so it was always, as a kid, it was just amazing because he used to use like this kind of clay putty around the opening of the holes, and then he would pour whatever that was inside there, and had to leave it for a couple weeks to harden and stuff. But yeah, as a kid, you always went in a ballroom. That's where you kept your bowling bag. I grew up, I always had my own bowling ball. I didn't have my own shoes because he didn't want to buy shoes because, kids, your feet change so much.
Yep.
And, bowling ball shoes aren't terribly cheap. So, but I always had my own bowling ball. And so, but we kept them there so we didn't have to lug them home or anything, just.
Well, that's when we bowled on that night league. That's what we did is we just left our balls in the ballroom.
Yep. So anyway, that's about all we got going on. Not a whole lot.
No.
What are you doing?
Sitting.
Wow. What'd you do today that was weird? Oh, I don't remember. You were doing something when you were driving. It was like, wow. So, if you are watching this, Leanne, I'm not sure you are or not, because I know you probably have like rehearsal dinners and everything else and people coming in and all of that. But if you do get a chance to watch this, I hope my voice calmed you down. Don't stress, girl. Don't stress. It'll all be okay. I will punish Brad. He still said that you need to bring, a dozen shoes with you, or maybe it was 7 dozen. Seven pairs. And he thinks that's a joke, but no. He shall be punished for you. But it's all going to work out great. I can't wait to hear all about it. When you have time, I can't wait to see pictures. It's pretty cool. Her son's getting married tomorrow, so it's pretty exciting. So, anything else?
Nope.
All right.
Not at all.
Well, I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you have a great weekend. Remember that I love you guys. I can't speak for him. And I do cherish your friendship so very much. And Melanie, if I haven't answered your message, it's because I just saw it, and so I'm saying hi back. You have to show me what you're making, and would love to see it. And what?
I just had a thought when you're done.
Okay, hurry up.
I was absolutely thrilled when you told me about the one subscriber that they adopted.
Rebecca and her family, my dear friend, they adopted a dog. It looks like kind of a chow, or not a chow mix, but kind of maybe like a husky mix. Beautiful dog. So I'm so thrilled for you guys. It's a great addition to your family. Yeah. Way to go. We're thrilled. Anything else?
No, I was just thrilled about that.
Me too. So with that, everybody say bye, Brad.
Bye, Brad.
Bye, guys.